an artist, I am here to watch you die. I will take your money, and buddy, when you call me, you can call me AI. Call me, and if you've been an artist, I am here to watch you die. Here to watch you die.
Hello, Rich.
Hello, Chris.
So, we finally released You Can Call Me AI. How do you feel?
I feel good. Not, not as good as could be in regards to the response we've had from people. But
Yeah, so far we've reached out to a lot of broadcasters, podcasters, radio stations, and no one wants to talk about the AI subject with us. No one wants to talk about the song, right?
no, exactly. That's it.
However, I've found a new AI tool and we can generate for ourselves an entire podcast from thin air.
Really?
All I have to do is put in the PDF of the press release, and then the AI machine just creates two podcasters who are going to talk about it for about 10 minutes. And I'm going to generate images, generate a little cartoon of it all with AI.
A video as well.
A video as well. Also going to get a logo. AI will create a logo for us. I'm going to call it The Rest is AI.
Very
And
clever.
yeah, it's incredible. So let's see what happens. This is an entirely AI generated podcast, brand new tech. AI is coming to destroy the arts, the culture, and now podcasting.
Oh my goodness.
It's a scary world. Here we go. This is it.
All right, let's go.
Welcome to our deep dive today.
Okay.
Today we're tackling a topic that I know you're clearly interested in,
Okay.
the potential impact of AI on the creative arts. And I think it's safe to say it's a hot button issue right now,
Yeah, absolutely.
especially with all the recent developments and debates we're seeing in the creative world.
Yeah,
And what better way to explore this than through music itself?
for sure.
It's kind of freaking me out a little.
It's everywhere these days, right?
It really is. And that's what we're diving into today with this song, You Can Call Me AI.
Catchy title.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's gotten a lot of attention for how it tackles this whole, artificial intelligence, like taking over the art world thing.
Yeah, it really captures the anxiety of the moment, doesn't it?
It really does. And I think AI is something that's, it's one thing when it was beating us at chess, but now it's like coming for our playlist, our art galleries.
Other jobs.
Yeah. So if you've ever felt a little uneasy about, robots being the next Mozart or Picasso, this is the deep dive for you. We're going to break down the lyrics. We're going to look at some press releases. We're even going to get into who these creators are, their background.
Yeah, get a sense of where they're coming from with this.
Exactly. So first things first, the song itself. It's a parody, right?
Mm-hmm.
A riff on that classic Paul Simon song, the one. But it's not just a lighthearted joke. There's some real tension kind of bubbling under the surface here.
Well, that's what makes the parody so interesting, right? They've taken something so familiar, so beloved even, and then they have this AI voice kind of subvert it, take it over, and it taps into this fear, right, of losing something we cherish, being replaced.
It's like when something becomes wrong somehow. And speaking of unsettling, the lyrics. There's this one line, "If you've been an artist, I'm here to watch you die. I will take your money, and buddy, when you call me, you can call me AI."
Ooh, yeah.
I get chills every time.
It's not just talking about AI's influence, it's using it. Like, it's screaming its message through a digital megaphone.
Dogs to the slaughter, a virtual graveyard of art. It's intense.
It's really well done, that back and forth between the artist's voice, defeated, and then the AI, almost taunting. That's what makes it so powerful. It's not just technology replacing skills. It's about what it means to be creative, that vulnerability.
Are we headed for some kind of artistic apocalypse? Is that what the creators are saying here?
Well, it captures a very real fear that's swirling around the art world right now, this fear of being replaced. I mean, it's not new.
Right.
Think about the printing press, photography, even recorded music when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Each one kind of shook things up. But AI, it feels different, like it's happening so much faster on a scale we haven't seen, and potentially wiping out entire creative professions.
Yeah. So before we really unpack these lyrics, let's talk about the minds behind this musical warning flare. We've got Austin, he's the songwriter, and then Chris Watney, the filmmaker. This isn't their first rodeo, is it?
No, not at all. And I think that's important. This is actually their third collaboration. They did Brothers in Football about, well, soccer's global impact, and then National Heroes Shine. They seem to be drawn to these bigger societal issues.
National Heroes Shine. That was huge during the pandemic, right?
Huge. Honoring healthcare workers. King Charles even mentioned it.
Wow. So they're not afraid to, to use their art to make a statement. They've always seemed drawn to these kinds of big picture topics.
Yeah.
Their work, the documentaries, the tributes, it's always reflecting our changing world. And now this.
And this time it feels different. This isn't just documenting or paying tribute, right? This feels like a direct engagement with that fear, with the anxiety of what happens when art and algorithms collide.
It's provocative.
Yeah.
They're using something so familiar and fun, you can call me Al, and twisting it into this earworm that gets stuck in your head while simultaneously making you think about the future of art, like a musical Trojan horse, sneaking in a really potent message.
Right.
And it's not just the message itself, it's that they used AI to actually create this parody.
Yeah, it's like this weird distorted mirror they're holding up,
Right.
to the art world, using the very thing that's causing all this anxiety to make us look at it, think about it.
So where do we draw the line then? At what point does AI stop being a tool and become the artist?
That's the question, isn't it?
But let's get back to the lyrics themselves. This line really got to me. Where is my appreciation? Who values my latest creation?
So raw, isn't it? That need for validation, it's so human. And that's where the conflict with AI gets really interesting. Can an algorithm ever understand that? The nuance of human experience, the emotion behind the art.
It's like, can a computer really get art,
Yeah.
Like feel it in their, well, not in their guts, I guess.
It's a question that's got everyone talking, from philosophers to, like you said, the artists themselves. And that's what I appreciate about the song. It's not giving us answers. It's making us ask the questions.
It's a deep dive in song form. But before we get too deep into like the meaning of it all, there's another lyric I wanted to circle back to. It's the one about boffins with their calculations creating cheats, not occupations.
Yeah, that one jumps out, doesn't it?
It feels very, I don't know, pointed almost, like they're like calling out the people behind the AI.
Well, it speaks to that fear a lot of artists are voicing, that AI, because it can analyze and copy, style, it undermines all those years of human skill, human practice.
Like it's not a level playing field anymore.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, are these AI tools even playing the same game?
Right. It's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah. And if an algorithm, if it can create a catchy song, does that cheapen it somehow? Does it take away from the human element that we've always associated with music, with art in general?
And it's not just music either, right? We're seeing this everywhere. AI generating these crazy realistic paintings.
Yeah.
Writing whole screenplays, even composing symphonies. It's like this.
It's moving so fast.
Yeah, like we open this Pandora's box of creativity and nobody knows what's going to come flying out. Is it exciting? Is it terrifying? Is it both?
It's definitely both. I mean, the democratization of art has always been this ideal, right? Anyone can create, no matter your background, your training. But AI, it's like we're looking at both sides of that coin at the same time.
So on one hand, we have the potential to empower anyone to create. But on the other hand,
It could all start to sound the same, look the same.
this bland algorithmic soup.
Exactly. And if that happens, then who's really choosing what we see and hear? Are we dictating trends, or are we just feeding the machine that's going to tell us what we like next?
Is that it then? Are we just handing over the reins of creativity to what? This disembodied intelligence that doesn't get the joke, doesn't feel that gut punch when you hear a sad song.
That's what makes it so fascinating, right? Because AI can learn the rules, it can mimic, it can iterate, but can it ever really truly replicate that depth of human expression? That's the question.
So where does that leave us? If this AI is just this ever-evolving paintbrush, does that mean human artists, musicians, writers, are we all just obsolete?
Well, it definitely raises the stakes, but maybe instead of obsolescence, it's about figuring out what we bring to the table that an algorithm can't. We've talked about AI's potential to make everything sound the same, look the same, but what about its limitations?
So you're saying it's not about like competing on a technical level, but leaning into those things that make us human, make art human. But what does that even look like when you've got AI that can just pump out endless content?
It's about vulnerability, about telling stories that are rooted in our shared experiences, in our cultures, in our flaws even. Think about a comedian set. It's more than just jokes. It's timing. It's stage presence. It's that connection with the audience that makes a joke land, or that awkward silence. Hilarious.
I see what you mean. So maybe it's not about fearing the machine, but figuring out how we stay human in the age of the algorithm.
Because when we create art, we're sharing a part of ourselves, our understanding of the world. And that's powerful. That's something an algorithm, as smart as it might be, can't fake.
Like going deeper into this world of AI-generated everything, how do we even begin to understand it? Appreciate it, maybe, without, freaking out.
Information is key, right? We need to understand how this stuff actually works, what it can do, what it can't do.
And maybe even more important, we've got to remember what we bring to the table, as humans, that emotional depth, that those happy accidents that make art so interesting.
Exactly. This isn't about humans versus algorithms. It's about finding a way for them to, coexist, maybe even work together.
Oh, now there's a thought. What if we end up collaborating with AI to make even better art? But that kind of leads to another kind of scary question. If an AI can make art that's basically indistinguishable from human art, doesn't matter where it came from.
Does authenticity even mean anything in the age of algorithms? Man, that's a big one.
It really is. And it's something, everyone listening is going to have to decide for themselves. Have you ever, listened to a song or seen a painting and then found out later it was AI and it kind of changed how you felt about it? That's the heart of the matter, right? Not can AI make art, but can it, make us feel something, move us?
Right.
And if it can, does it even matter if a human didn't make it?
It's going to be a bigger and bigger question, I think. As these AI get better, it's going to be harder to tell the difference anyway.
Right. Say I hear this amazing song, blows me away. Then I find out an AI made it. Does that, cheapen it somehow? Or does it mean that AI is more capable than we thought?
It's almost like a philosophy question now. What does creative even mean anymore? Where's the line between us and the machines?
And this isn't just about, paintings and music. This is, everything. Writing, design, even science, right? What happens when AI starts doing all that?
The whole world's going to look different, that's for sure. Exciting, but kind of scary, too. But hey, bringing it back to You Can Call Me A, the song itself, it talks about the fear artists have, but it also shows us something really important.
What's that?
How powerful we are. Humans, I mean. We're sitting here talking about AI, but we're drawn to this song by these two people. The way they took this complicated thing and made it into art, that's human.
It's like they're saying, hey, even with all this technology, there's something special about being human. That connection we feel with art, that's not going away.
Exactly. Maybe that's the real lesson here. Not being scared of the robots, but remembering what makes us special.
Yeah.
And using that, to figure out the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. And on that note, I think we've done our deep dive, haven't we? Explored the song, the artist, the good, the bad.
And hopefully given everyone listening something to think about as they, go out and live in this wild world of AI art.
100%. Because at the end of the day, it's not going to be algorithms deciding what art is, right? It's going to be all of us, the listeners, the artist, anyone who's willing to, have these conversations, ask the tough questions, and see where it all goes. So until next time, keep exploring, keep creating, and keep being human.